All right, this is Planning for Learning 3. It's Project 3, the Maths Learning Centre. So this is a really fun task to be completing. So under the assessment descriptions, you can see there's a lot of instructions for you. So I'm going to go through these instructions quite thoroughly. The first thing that you need to be aware of that what you're actually doing here is you're focusing on the area of math. And you're actually going to be developing a learning centre. You are able again to choose the age groups, so you can choose between toddlers 1 to 2 and preschools 4 to 6. However, whatever age group you choose, you've then got to pick an area or a concept of math that's actually underneath those headings. So you have some freedom of choice, but you also need to be selecting from the criteria. So you need to have a good understanding about what a learning centre is. That is a really important start to doing this assessment. So once you've decided whether you're going to do the toddlers or the preschools, then you need to pick one of the dot points, which is one of the concepts. So let's just say I chose to pick toddler and I chose to do matching. My matching was going to be in relation to size and to colour. So I now know that my math learning centre is going to be about matching sizes, matching colours, and I'm going to make it appropriate for a toddler. So in regards to the actual learning centre, you are going to focus that under the section where it says Task A. Task B is looking at additional activities you can run after children have engaged with the learning centre. So start with Task A. Task A is asking you to think and plan a series of experiences and resources that will be in relation to the concept you've chosen above. Your experiences and resources have to be hands-on and they have to be something the children can engage with and encourage exploration. So in other words, this learning centre needs to have different resources set up on it. You might have some posters, you might have some books, you might have some interactives, or you'll definitely have some interactives. So as an example, if it's size to size, I might have 5 different items that are of different sizes that I can get the children to discuss and talk about which is smaller, which is taller. I might even have a ruler or something along the lines with that. So you need to make sure that there's lots of interactive hands-on and visuals at your learning centre based around that concept. There are all of these questions that you need to cover. However, if you go to the Learning Centre template, you'll be able to answer all of these questions on there. So you'd go to all sessions. Again, I've got another tab. You'd go to the Planning for Learning student resource, and then you'd open up the Learning Centre planning, which I've opened up already, which is here. So you can see it's the maths learning concept. So you need to make it clear to your trainer and assessor what your concept is and your age group, and it obviously needs to match up to the criteria. You need to think about what outcomes. You may have 1 or 2 outcomes listed in here that would link to that criteria, and your overall goal. So you need to know your concept and you need to know your overall goal, what you want the children to learn. So you really need to break it down. The rationale. So the rationale can be, why would this be of interest to the children? Why would it be age appropriate? Why is it developmentally appropriate? You need to describe in there. Resources. List everything that you need to use for your learning centre, including the table. How will your resources be set up and presented? Now, you've got a couple of options here. You are able to do a visual, so if you want to set the Learning Centre up and take a photo and add that into this section, then you're more than welcome to do that. Or you can describe each item, what you're setting up and where it's going to be placed. Language or vocabulary or questions to provoke or promote children's learning. So you can't just set up a learning centre and let it run its own show. So what kind of questions or what kind of language are you going to use or are you going to ask of the children that are coming up to your learning centre to provoke that learning, to provoke that discussion? So I want this to be very thorough. So that's the end of that template. So you want to save that one. Save that one and you're going to upload it. The next aspect of this particular task is now that you've designed your learning plan, you know what your learning centre is going to look like, what's going to be in it, and do pay attention to these. So it does mention that there's going to be books, stories, songs, websites, etc. Then you have to go to task B. So you actually then have to plan 2 additional experiences that will complement your learning centre. So this is where you're going to extend from what the children would learn from your learning centre, still focusing on that same concept. You have to identify goals, you have to cover a rationale, you have to explain your resources and describe the experience. So for this, you have to access the small large group experience plan, which again, under all sessions, you can find there, small large group experience. Now I've got 2. You need to have 2, okay, because it's 2 additional experiences. So from your learning plan, you've seen these templates before. I'm not going to go through it with you again, but from the learning plan, you need to come up with another experience that extends from it. 1 and 2. So 2 different ones. Then you're going to upload. So once you go to submit assessment, you're actually going to upload 3 documents here. Your Math Learning Centre plan and your 2 small group experiences. Those experiences have to be different. And then you're going to obviously choose those files, upload and submit to your trainer to have a look and assess those for you.